This can actually save the pre-K class of 2020 toilet paper quarantine vintage shirt country money. 2. The Hickman equation shows an ROI of 13% for investments in early childhood education. While I typically worry a bit about the affordability and practicality of Sanders' plans, we have solid empirical evidence that the child care plan is basically self-funding. Quebec has had good government-subsidized early childcare for about 20 years. And increased pre-K class of 2020 toilet paper quarantine vintage shirt, tank top, V-neck, ladies' tee for men and women, tank top, V-neck. Also, it gives more incentive for working parents to pre-K class of 2020 toilet paper quarantine vintage shirt have more children. Having 2 kids in daycare at the same time is very rough. I'd venture that most of us Americans don't, in fact, think his ideas are radical. It's why we're voting for him. It's why the majority of Americans did not vote for Trump. We Americans do not believe these ideas are radical. We just have a larger voice but smaller vote in the process. In 2016 I was for Bernie Sanders and still am. Just so long as he can beat Trump. But all people must know, if the Senate stays Republican, anything and everything Bernie or any Democratic president tries will not happen. So it is just as important, if not more important, to also get a Democratic Senate. Official pre-K class of 2020 toilet paper quarantine vintage sweatshirt, hoodie, sweatshirt, hoodie. Have to pre-K class of 2020 toilet paper quarantine vintage shirt say though. Even in that scenario, I think Bernie would do a much better job of fighting a Republican Senate than anyone else in the field. The centrists are still talking about compromising with the extremist right authoritarians like that will ever be good for the country. If you told me I had to choose between having control of the White House or the Senate, I would pick the Senate, every single time. I think if Bernie wins the nomination, he has to make this a point as well. Not only is it important to vote for Bernie, but vote down ballot Dems too if they want to see any of his ideas become reality. If not, they're going to stifle his agenda like they did Obama's.